Hi everyone, this is the last and final video on the chapter House is Not a Home. I have already made two videos on this chapter, and if you have not watched those videos, I recommend you watching those videos first before you continue watching this video. If I ask you a question, what does make your life meaningful and happy? What will be your answer? I know your answer will be the people and the things that you love, which make your life meaningful and happy. If this is the case, can you say that is Sam happy? Is Sam's life meaningful? Of course not, because he has lost many things he loves. He becomes upset and wishes to die in the absence of those missing things. Life is not only all about losing things, but also gaining and rebuilding things. This is what actually we see in the next phase of Sam's life. Sam perhaps thought that his life was over when he lost his house and his pet cat. But his mother's thinking was quite different because she was a real fighter. She may also have felt depressed and thought of ending her life when she lost her beloved husband. However, she didn't do that because she knew very well that that was not the end of everything. She tried her level best to continue living. She wanted to live for her child. This never-ending attitude and spirit of fighting what was she was trying to pass to Sam when she told him to go to school the next day. Sam didn't want to go to school because he felt so embarrassed in the absence of the things he wanted to go to school. He lost his bag, he lost his uniform, he lost his shoes, he lost his books, everything he lost. In the school, he walked around like a dull and lifeless person because he lost his securities. He was feeling insecurity everywhere because he lost his belongingness, he lost his house, he lost his old school, all the friends, and he lost even his pet cat. In my first video, I talked about the epistemology of laws. The epistemology of laws means the knowledge about the nature of laws, that we lose many things in our life. Yet, we shouldn't stop living, we have to continue living. We have to move on. This is what we call the epistemology of laws. Sam's mother knew this nature of loss very well, so that she was not crying over the things that she lost. On the other hand, Sam, who didn't know this thing, was crying over the things he lost in his life. Sam's mother was not ready to give up because it was not the first time she was experiencing the losses in her life, so that she was trying her level best to rebuild their life. On the other hand, Sam became very depressed day by day as he was not able to understand the reality and continue living. Eventually, everyone in the school, including his teachers and classmates, came to know what happened in the life of Sam. Sam might have thought that he would be isolated in his new school when his teachers and classmates came to know about the tragedy happened in his life. But things happened quite opposite to his thinking. His teachers and classmates became more friendly to him when they came to know about his situation. They were not like what Sam thought about them. It was all his misconception. Since the day he joined the new school, he had a feeling that he was alone in his school. But he was not at all alone in his school. Perhaps he didn't want to mingle with them. That is why he was not able to realize their love and concern for him. But he realized their love and concern for him when they gifted him many things that he would require in his daily life, like school supplies, notebooks, stationery, clothes, etc. People who had never spoken to him earlier came to him, introduced themselves, and invited him to their houses. He gained a lot of friends that day. He made a lot of new friends that day. It was the first time in his life he had a feeling that everything would go back to normal again. A month later, when he visited his house, it was being rebuilt. And this time, he was not alone, he got two best friends. The fire changed his life completely. It was true that the fire took many things from his life, but it was also true that it gave him many things in return. He stopped focusing on the feeling of insecurity and started to mix up with the people around him. Now he is not thinking about what he lost in his life. Rather, he is thinking about what he gained in his life. It was not only his house was being rebuilt, but also San's life was being rebuilt. When he was talking to his friends while watching his house was being rebuilt, suddenly there came a lady with a cat. San immediately recognized that it was his missing cat. So he grabbed his pet cat, held her close, and cried. This time he was crying not because that he lost things in his life, but because he regained everything what all he lost in his life. His happiness was inexplicable and he was feeling like his life became meaningful. Thus, the story of San came to an happy ending. My dear viewers, always remember the quote of P.B. Shelley that he wrote in his famous poem Ode to West Wind. If winter comes, can spring be far behind?